"You need to stop being so sensitive," she said after joking about sleeping with my friend. So I stopped being sensitive and stopped being there. Now she's the one texting paragraphs at 2 a.m. that start with, "I just want closure." Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Throw away for obvious reasons. This all went down over the last year or so, and honestly, I still can't believe how it unfolded. I, M28, was with Sarah, F27, for 3 solid years. We met through mutual friends at a local bar. Nothing dramatic, just easy conversation that turned into dates, then moving in together after a year. I thought we had something real. I was the guy who showed up, helped her through a rough patch when she lost her job, covered rent a few times without making a big deal, planned surprise weekends away. You know, the loyal type. But looking back, maybe I was too loyal. Too sensitive, as she'd say. It started small, these little digs she disguised as jokes. We'd be out with friends, and she'd toss out something that hit like a gut punch, but everyone would laugh because, hey, it's just banter, right? Our circle included my buddy Mike, M29, who's always been the loud, charismatic one, flirty with everyone, but I never thought much of it. Sarah and I had our issues, sure. She was outgoing, loved the spotlight, and I was more laid back, content with quiet nights in. But I supported her hobbies, her girls' trips, all of it. I figured that's what you do in a relationship. The first red flag was about 6 months ago, at a group hangout for a friend's birthday. We were at this casual spot downtown, drinks flowing, everyone relaxed. Sarah had a few too many, and out of nowhere, she leans over to the table and says, loud enough for everyone to hear, "You know, if Alex wasn't around, I'd totally sleep with Mike. He's got that bad boy vibe that just, phew." She fanned herself dramatically, and the group erupted in laughter. Mike played along, winking and saying, "Hey, door's always open." I forced a smile, but inside it stung. Who jokes about cheating on their boyfriend right in front of him? Later that night, back at our apartment, I brought it up. We were brushing our teeth, and I said, "Hey, that joke earlier, it didn't sit right with me. Made me feel kinda crappy." She rolled her eyes in the mirror, spitting out toothpaste. "Oh my God, Alex, it was just a joke. You're being so sensitive again. Lighten up." Everyone thought it was funny. "Mike's harmless. It's not like I'd actually do it." I paused, staring at my reflection. But why even say it? It feels disrespectful. She turned to me, drying her face with a towel, smirking a little. "Because it's true in a fun way. Mike's exciting, you know? You're stable, which is great, but sometimes a girl needs a laugh. Stop overthinking everything. It's exhausting." I let it go that time. Told myself I was overreacting, like she said. But it didn't stop. Over the next few weeks, the jokes kept coming. At a barbecue, she'd nudge me and whisper, "Mike's looking good today. Maybe I should trade up," with a giggle. Or she'd post stories on social media, vague memes about wanting a man who knows how to have fun, with tags to our group chat, including Mike. I'd see the notifications pop up, and my stomach would twist. Friends started side-eyeing me, like they knew something was off, but didn't want to say it. I tried talking to her again, more seriously. This was maybe 2 months after the birthday incident. We were on the couch watching some show, and I paused it. "Sarah, these jokes about Mike, they're hurting me. It's like you're comparing us, and it makes me feel like I'm not enough." She sighed dramatically, tossing the remote aside. "Here we go again. Alex, you're too sensitive for your own good." It's not comparison, it's just playful. Mike gets it, he laughs along. Why can't you? If you're this insecure, maybe that's the real problem. Her tone was so dismissive, like my feelings were a burden. "But if the roles were reversed, how would you feel?" I asked. She shrugged. "I'd laugh it off. Because I know you're mine. See, that's the difference. You don't trust me." That conversation replayed in my head for days. I started questioning myself. Was I too sensitive? Maybe. I'd always been the empathetic one, the guy who remembers anniversaries and checks in after a bad day. But now it felt like a weakness. I pulled back a bit, gave her space, thinking it'd blow over. Instead, things escalated. She started hanging out with Mike more, just as friends, she'd say. Group outings turned into quick coffees that lasted hours. I'd come home from work, I do IT support, steady gig, and she'd be texting away, smiling at her phone. If I asked who, it'd be, Oh, Mike sent a funny meme. Then came the post that really gutted me. About a month ago, she uploaded a story, a photo of her and Mike at a cafe, arms around each other in a friendly hug, captioned, "When your friend's hotter than your boyfriend, face with tears of joy, hashtag, just kidding, hashtag, or am I?" My phone blew up with screenshots from mutual friends. "Dude, you see this?" One texted. I confronted her that night. She was in the kitchen making dinner, acting like nothing happened. "Sarah, what the hell is that post? It's humiliating." I kept my voice even, but my hands were shaking. She glanced up from chopping vegetables, not even pausing. "Humiliating? It's a joke, Alex." "God, you're so dramatic." "Mike and I were just grabbing lunch. Nothing happened." "Why do you always assume the worst?" "Because it looks like you're flirting with my friend online for everyone to see." "How is that okay in a relationship?" She set the knife down, crossing her arms with that smug look she got when she thought she was winning an argument. "Flirting? Please. If I wanted Mike, I'd have him. But I'm with you, aren't I? This is your insecurity talking. You need to stop being so sensitive about every little thing. It's pushing me away, you know? Maybe if you were more like Mike, fun, carefree, I wouldn't need to joke about it." There it was. The twisted logic. Blaming me for her disrespect. Making it sound like my reaction was the issue, not her actions. I stood there, heart pounding, feeling like the floor was dropping out. "So what? You're saying I'm not fun enough? That Mike's better." She laughed, a cold, short bark. "I didn't say that. But yeah, sometimes I wish you had his energy. Life with you is predictable, safe, boring even. Mike makes me laugh without all this drama. If you can't handle a little teasing, maybe we're not compatible." I didn't yell, didn't beg. I just nodded slowly, processing. "Okay, if that's how you feel." And I walked to the bedroom, shut the door quietly. That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The confusion hit hard, replaying every sacrifice I'd made. Like the time I skipped a work promotion that required travel because she didn't want to be alone. Or when I loaned her money for her car repair without expecting payback right away. And this was the thanks? Jokes that chipped away at my self-worth until I felt like a backup plan. The next morning, she acted like nothing happened. Kissed me goodbye before heading to work. But I knew. While she was out, I started packing. Not everything, just my essentials. Clothes, laptop, some books. I called a friend with a spare room and arranged to crash there. No big scene. When she got home that evening, half my stuff was gone. She found me in the living room, bag over my shoulder. "What's this?" she asked, eyes widening. "I'm leaving," I said calmly. No tremor in my voice, even though my chest ached. She blinked, then laughed nervously. "Because of a joke? Alex, come on. You're overreacting." "No, because you told me to stop being so sensitive." "So I did. And that means stopping this too, stopping us. You want someone like Mike? Go for it. I'm done feeling like I'm not enough." Her face shifted from surprise to irritation. "Fine, if that's how you want to play it. You're being ridiculous, but whatever. You'll come crawling back when you realize how good you had it. No one's going to put up with your sensitivity like I did." I didn't respond. Just walked out the door, got in my car, and drove away. Blocked her on everything that night. Not out of anger, but to protect my peace. It hurt like hell, don't get me wrong. The first few days were rough. I'd wake up thinking about her laugh, the good times. Wonder if I was too hasty. Sit with the unfairness of it all, how I'd given so much, only to be dismissed as boring. But I didn't reach out. Instead, I focused on me. Signed up for a gym membership, started therapy sessions online. Picked up hiking on weekends, reconnected with old friends who'd faded during the relationship. Work got better too. I threw myself into a side project that led to a small promotion. Weeks passed in that quiet space. No drama from my end. I heard through the grapevine that she and Mike had started hanging out more officially. Mutual friends mentioned seeing them together at bars, her posting couple-wide pics without tagging him. I didn't ask for details, just nodded and changed the subject. But then, cracks started showing. One friend pulled me aside at a casual meetup. "Dude, Sarah's spiraling." Mike's not what she thought. Turns out he's got a temper, and he's been blowing her off. I didn't gloat. Didn't even feel satisfied yet. Just let it sink in. Karma was handling it, I figured. And sure enough, it hit harder. About a month after I left, the texts started trickling in. I'd unblocked her after a couple weeks. Figured if she needed closure, fine. The first one was casual. "Hey, how've you been? Miss our talks." I didn't reply. Then came the calls, voicemail left at odd hours. But that was just the beginning. About 2 months after I left, the real unraveling began. I'd heard bits and pieces from mutual friends. Nothing I sought out. Just casual mentions when we'd grab coffee or hit the trails. Sarah had jumped straight into something with Mike, posting those subtle not subtle pics. Them at a concert, her head on his shoulder with a heart emoji. But then the post stopped. Friends said Mike had shown his true colors. Quick temper, flaky as hell. Apparently, he'd ghosted her after a blowout argument where he accused her of being too clingy. Clingy? From the girl who called me sensitive for not liking her public flirtations? Irony at its finest. Her job took a hit too. She worked in marketing, and word got around our circle that the drama with Mike spilled over. He was a contractor for her company, and after their fallout, he badmouthed her to colleagues. She got passed over for a project, then put on probation for unprofessional conduct. Mutual friends started distancing themselves. One told me, "We saw how she treated you, man." The jokes weren't funny anymore once we realized they weren't jokes. I didn't say much, just kept building my life. Therapy helped me unpack it all, the gaslighting, the way she'd twist my valid concerns into my flaws. I wasn't sensitive, I had self-respect. And damn, it felt good to reclaim that. The attempt started innocently enough, like she was testing the waters. First text. "Hey Alex, hope you're doing okay. Saw that hiking pic you posted. Looks fun. We should catch up sometime." I stared at it for a minute, then deleted it. No response. A week later, another. "Okay, ignoring me? That's mature. I just want to talk about what happened. You left without even giving me a chance to explain." Still nothing from me. Then the calls ramped up. Voicemail at 10 p.m. "Alex, pick up. This is stupid. I miss our routine, you know. Mike was a mistake, just a rebound. Call me back." I didn't. But she kept going, the messages getting longer, more desperate. Around midnight one night, my phone buzzed with a wall of text. "Look, I know I messed up with those jokes. But you took them way too seriously. It was never about actually wanting Mike. It was just fun. You're the stable one, the guy I could always count on. Things with him fell apart. He's an asshole, ghosts me for days, yells over nothing. I realize now what I had with you. Can we meet? Please? I need closure at least." Closure. That word made me chuckle bitterly. She'd dismissed my feelings for months, but now she needed closure? I could see the hypocrisy clear as day. Her friends got involved next, toxic bunch, always enabling her. One messaged me, "Dude, Sarah's really hurting. You bailing like that was cold. Give her a break. Everyone makes mistakes." Another, her best friend, "She's crying all the time. Mike screwed her over bad. Be the bigger person and talk to her." I replied to them politely but firmly, "Not my problem anymore." Blocked after that. Then her family jumped in, because why not? Her sister called from an unknown number, unpleasant as ever, the type who talks over you. "Alex, this is ridiculous. Sarah told me everything. You overreacted to some harmless teasing. Now she's alone and miserable because of you. Man up and fix this." I let her rant, then said calmly, "I'm not fixing anything. Tell Sarah to move on." Hung up. Her mom texted next, "You've broken her heart. She deserves better than this silence." I didn't engage. The desperation peaked about 3 weeks ago. Texts at 2 a.m. "Alex, I can't sleep. I keep thinking about us. Remember that trip we took last year? You were so sweet planning it all. I took it for granted. Mike used me. He cheated with some girl from work, left me high and dry. I'm broke now, scraping by after that probation crap. Friends won't even hang out. They say I'm too dramatic. Please, just talk to me. I know I was smug, but I was wrong. Give me another chance." By then, her tone had shifted to anger in some messages. One voicemail, "Fine, ignore me. You're heartless, you know that? I try to apologize, and you act like I don't exist. Those jokes were nothing. You're the one who couldn't handle them. If you were more secure, we'd still be together. This is on you." It revealed her true colors all over again. No real remorse, just blame shifting when she didn't get her way. I saved a couple for my therapist, laughed about the irony, and kept living. The final nail came last weekend at our mutual friend Jake's birthday party. It was at a rooftop spot in the city, chill vibe, string lights, good music. I'd been looking forward to it. Life was solid. New promotion at work meant more flexibility. I'd started dating casually. A woman named Lisa from my hiking group, kind and straightforward, no games. I brought her as my plus one, nothing serious yet, but it felt right. Sarah showed up uninvited, I guessed through the grapevine. I spotted her across the crowd, looking worn, bags under her eyes, forced smile. She cornered me by the bar while Lisa was chatting with friends. "Alex," she said, voice shaky but trying to sound composed. "Didn't expect to see you here. You look good." I nodded politely, sipping my drink. "Thanks. Enjoy the party." She stepped closer, eyes darting around like she was afraid someone would overhear. "Can we talk? Privately? I've been trying to reach you. Mike's gone, total disaster. He hit me once during a fight, you know? Left bruises. And now I'm alone, job's hanging by a thread. I see now how I messed up. Those jokes were stupid, disrespectful. I was manipulative, comparing you to him like that. You were always there for me, and I threw it away. Please, let's try again. I can change." Her words hung there, desperate and raw. Part of me noted the crowd, friends glancing over, whispering. But I felt nothing. No pity, no anger. Just detachment. I set my glass down, looked her in the eye. "You told me to stop being so sensitive, Sarah. So I did. Stop being sensitive to your jokes, your dismissals, your twisted excuses. And in doing that, I stopped being there for you at all. You've become irrelevant to me. My life's better without the drama. I've got work I love, friends who respect me, and yeah, someone new who doesn't make me feel like a backup." She blinked, face crumpling. "But I need you. Closure, at least. Don't do this here, in front of everyone." I shrugged lightly. "You did your damage publicly. Posts, jokes at parties. This is just the consequence. I'm not here to give you anything anymore. Move on." Lisa walked up then, slipping her arm through mine with a smile. "Everything okay?" "Yeah," I said, turning away from Sarah. "Perfect." Sarah stood there a moment longer, tears welling, before muttering something under her breath and slipping away through the crowd. I heard later she left early, alone. Friends texted me after. "Saw that. Proud of you, man." No one defended her anymore. The truth had spread. Looking back, it all feels like a distant chapter now. I learned a lot, from vulnerable and confused to clear and free. Her betrayal was outrageous, undeserved, but it pushed me to build something unbreakable. She's powerless in my story, just a lesson in what I won't tolerate. If you're reading this and it sounds familiar, trust your gut. Walk away with dignity. The rest sorts itself. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.